My name is Sarah Allen. I'm the editor and co-founder of Barista Magazine, which is an international trade magazine for the specialty coffee industry. We've been in operation since 2004. We're just about to publish our 6th anniversary issue. We are primarily distributed in the United States to cafe owners, but also internationally. All over the world, we try and serve the coffee cultures and communities wherever they're vibrant and focused on specialty. My business partner, Ken Olson, he's the publisher. We both travel extensively for the business, going to trade shows, and as well as we go to coffee producing countries and coffee conferences all over the world as well. And right now I'm talking to Chelsea here from Barista Magazine's office. We're located in Portland, Oregon.
What do you think Barista Magazine does differently compared to a broader publication, maybe a publication that covers all types of news instead of just coffee?
Well, that's a good question, and actually I'll just tell you just a bit about my background, which is when I used to work for mainstream newspapers. I worked for the Oakland Tribune in the Bay Area, and I worked for the Oregonian. And I went to graduate school in journalism because I wanted to focus on something more specific. I actually focused on subcultures. And when I came across the coffee community, I used to be the editor of a different coffee magazine, which is funny that you say, a more general magazine, because I think of other coffee magazines as way more general. Barista Magazine is like a niche within a niche. Right. And so we tapped into this community of people that we were really crazy about and wanted to cover and thought needed a voice. So I guess it's really determining what your readership wants. And we found in our research going into this that the barista community and professional cafe owners who are totally focused on quality are wanting to know what's going on around the world. They're really wanting to hear stories of travel to coffee producing countries if they don't have the time or budget to go. We feel like there is an incredible breadth of stuff that we can never cover. I mean, we're never going to run out of stories, out of things to write about coffee, but you're totally right. I mean, we do hear questions from our friends and family outside of coffee who are like, how much can you really write about this? And there's tons. I mean, within any niche, it just goes farther and farther, especially one like coffee, where the community tends to be made up of totally super intelligent, curious people who are just always wanting to grow and learn.
As journalists possibly trying to enter into the niche market, what advice would you give us? What do you look for when you're trying to find people to write for you and help with the business?
Well, let's see. We take a sort of strange route to get Barista Magazine how we want it. We do not focus on professional writers as much as we focus on people who work within the industry. Now, in the cases where I get people who know what they're talking about when it comes to the coffee industry and can write, that's like the best day. I'm always so excited when that happens because in making the decision to focus on industry professionals rather than professional writers as contributors to Barista Magazine, we made our jobs as editors a whole lot harder because, we're getting news from the front lines, but it's stuff that we need to really finesse and often do a lot of rewrites with the people. But it's proved to be something that our readers really appreciate because they know that the writers in Barista Magazine are people who are just completely knowledgeable about their subject. So you're making me think about it in a different way than I have before, which is that I guess there's a lot of room in the niche market for editors. If you're approaching it the way that we are, where, you need to be a journalist, you need to have those skills. But to know your subject so deep down that you can assess an article that was written by someone who, is out there working in coffee. I've never been a barista. It's just a culture that I've thrown myself into.
Do you have anything else you want to say to the class?
Um, well, one thing, which is that, we didn't know what we were doing when we started Barista Magazine. It was just it was a culture that we recognized and appreciated and really wanted to give a voice, and we felt like there was a market there. You hear about people who start trade magazines. Trade magazines are just by their nature niche magazines, although there are niche magazines that are driven towards consumers for sure. But there are lots of people who go into trade magazines because they just see, a hole in the market that they want to make $1 on. And yes, those magazines can survive, but it's been our experience that part of the reason that Barista Magazine has gotten so successful is because our readers really know that we care and that it's something that we've made our lifestyle. And I just kind of feel like you have to approach publishing a niche magazine with that in mind. So I guess that's it.
All right. Well, everyone, this is Sarah Allen from Barista Magazine. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks.